number 1 really, as we have to the bottom side of the map, our blue Terran. It is going to be ByuN. If we're going to talk quickly about that rotational spawn advantage, then again, it's kind of the better spawn for Zest, where ByuN isn't able to drop into his natural as easily as if it was maybe the other way around in the spawns. Talked a bit about that in the TVT, so we won't go into it too much here for now, unless we really have nothing to talk about. But for now, we do have the introduction to make of our Pink Frost player to the top right hand side. Give it up for Zest. Okay, so again, innovation stats are over semi-final. Who's excited for that one? That's kind of crazy. ByuN Zest followed by innovation stats. That's actually very, very crazy. And it's actually probably the sickest set of semi-finals we've had so far on the WardiTV Weekly. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the games. Hopefully you guys are having a good day with us so far as well. As always, if you're having a good time, do let us, well, just let me know what's up in the chat. I always like to hear from you guys. I always like to hear what you guys are up to, what you guys are saying, and all the rest of it as well. Interesting question in the chat. Someone just said something was his worst matchup, but he's still winning a lot of his games. And someone's like, well, how can it be your worst matchup if you're winning lots of games? And you gotta think, like, winning games doesn't necessarily mean you're good at the matchup. It just means you're good at abusing units, perhaps. I don't know. I feel like this as well. I feel as though I have worse matchups where I feel as though I can win games, but I don't really understand the matchup at all. And I play it out badly, and, you know, maybe sometimes I feel like I get lucky or I can do certain things to win. You know, I can maybe do certain things to win that help, but I wouldn't say I'm good at the matchup, right? Whereas in the other matchups, you know, I feel more confident and stuff like that. So I don't know. I guess it's one of those. It's a personal opinion sort of thing, obviously, but it's kind of an interesting question to discuss, I suppose. CC first, by the way, from ByuN. I mean, we've been watching it build, but just in case you didn't recognize it, is the CC before the barracks. So setting up into the 3 racks once again. ByuN with the heavy bio opening for the 2nd game in a row. I'm just going to be seeing a Twilight Council just setting up from Zest. Now, this is a Twilight Council before Robo, and I must apologize. I can't actually remember what he did in the last game, if it was Robo then Twilight or what, but a Twilight before Robo does generally suggest something along the lines of a faster Dark Shrine, or faster Resonating Glaives, or even just a faster Blink. But the idea is it's faster, and faster with tech generally means aggressive, because you don't need Blink this fast to just defend drops. You don't need Glaives this fast just to have a stronger mid-game army. You don't need DTs this fast just to kind of defend, you know, just to harass offensively. It's going to be generally a more aggressive opening here from Zest when you see the Twilight, then the Robo, rather than the Robo than the Twilight. And even if it is just Blink, we might just see a bit more stalker pressure on the map, because they can take that map control a little bit earlier on. So we'll see if that's something Zest is going to be looking for here. Especially as he scouted across the map, he got into the main, and, well, I don't know if he actually saw the CC, or, I mean, I know he doesn't see the CC, but maybe he saw, like, SCVs transferring in this direction. So either way, I think Zest probably does have a good idea of what is going on right now, and we'll see what he's going to do about it. Coronavirus not his first stalker at the moment, as he just pull a probe down to the south side of the map, and, well, he's actually just going to leave this on the watchtower for now. I was wondering if he's going to maybe pull it forwards and get really aggressive with it, but nothing just yet. As we just see this probe continue to build on up here, as we have, I mean, Stimpack about halfway done. Factory is coming up to finishing very shortly as well. So Factory going to be finishing here very, very soon, and again, Stimpack on the way up, +1 on the way also from this engineering bay. I'm just going to see another pylon coming up from Zest towards his natural expansion. So there's the Warp Prism on the way out. So again, as we sort of mentioned, a little bit more of an aggressive opening here, I guess, from Zest. As we set up into this, obviously the Warp Prism allows him to push across the map and reinforce a little bit more easily. And 4 gateways as well. Again, everything about this game is saying aggression. I'm going to attack you, I'm going to fire, I'm going to pressure. Much more so than I did in the last game, I suppose. I mean, like, obviously he attacked in the last game with the DTs. Obviously it's a much different attack this time around. Marine comes in towards the watchtower. We'll sort of clean up that probe. And just 2 Stalkers come out to clean this up. I mean, that doesn't really reveal a lot. I mean, 2 Stalkers pretty standard to have at this point in the game. So I wouldn't say that it necessarily reveals to ByuN that Zest is going to be a bit more aggressive than usual or anything like that. I'm just going to be seeing these few Marines pulling back a little bit from this position. Now, actually, 4 Stalkers in the Warp Prism are going to be interesting because the Marines are going to be fairly nearby, and they actually have Stim as well. It's kind of interesting. Sorry, it's 2 Adepts and 2 Stalkers. It is interesting that kind of how it plays out against CC first, because CC first obviously feels like it should be a bit of a weaker build, but actually, once the CC is up and you build into 3 racks, you actually have a lot more bio than you usually would at this point in the game. So it actually leads you into a position where you're much safer than usual, I suppose, because you just have so much more bio out, and that can mean quite a lot actually. The bio forces makes it very difficult to make harassment like this happen effectively throughout the game. So just going to be seeing the Warpism coming back towards the upper right side. And at the same time, 2 Medivacs are going to be starting to drop up here as well. More Marines pushing as well, and what has Zest got to realistically defend in the next couple of moments? Actually, I'm looking at this. ByuN's on 49 army supply with a +1 upgrade against 0-0 Protoss gateway units, which are just going to die. Like, Zest has nothing right now. Like, literally nothing. He's going to lose the Mothership Core without even really dropping any super effective overcharges. Like, the one to the right here is, yeah, it's slowing down ByuN, but it's not exactly saving the day, as this Warpism is going to try and micro as well to help out. As the overcharges dissipate, then all of a sudden, Robo Facility is going to go down. ByuN just has so much. Zest is just not going to have enough at all. He was supply blocked for a little bit here just before the fight, but I mean, was that really what made this difference? Like, very hard to say, but whatever it was, Zest has not had a good time here at all, and ByuN has traded very, very well. Medivacs are going to get away. I mean, here's the issue though. Robo Facility dead. No Colossus on the way out, which means follow-up attacks are going to continue to be very powerful. In fact, the only thing I think Zest comes out of this with an advantage in is the fact he does have 1-1 about to finish up, so you will eventually here begin to take an upgrade lead over his opponent, who only had the +1 attack finished and was actually very late on starting +1 armor. But that said, I mean, is there just enough bio to keep on pushing through and just end this game very shortly? Well, maybe not just yet, but ByuN definitely looks to be in a good position to continue to do that at some point. 4th and 5th racks coming down as well. I mean, why take a 3rd command center if you know you're already so far ahead? ByuN obviously want to open this series as well, and looking as though he could just take this 2-0 at this point in the near future. So again, more bio just gathering up on the watchtower, and we're going to be seeing this Marine coming up to the top side as well. Just scatting around a little bit as I'm just going to push on in, and well, we're going to see these Zealots starting to take a little bit of damage right away, so I mean, these Zealots are just going to get taken down very, very quickly. I mean, what you're going to do here realistically as Zest, you just don't have the composition you need to fight against this army. Like, you need Colossus or something at this point, and that tech isn't there because of the earlier push, and I mean, Motion Core will come forwards here, and the Adepts are kind of holding on for a while for double upgrades and so on, but it's again eventually just ByuN doing too much damage, and eventually we'll just clean everything up. This pylon goes down as well, and you can see that Zest has no units left over, so it is just going to be GG's, and that is going to be game number 2 going the way of ByuN, and it's a 2-0 victory here for ByuN in this best of 3.